In this video, oh, look at that. I'll attempt to spend, that is gigantic, 1,000 American dollars on seafood here in Vietnam. Am I gonna be able to eat this much? Now, I've lived in Vietnam for about 7 years now, and during that time, I've shown you so many different types of seafood that this place has to offer. Vietnam has a long, beautiful coast, and so fishing is a major industry here. Right now, I'm in a restaurant called Tran, and this place is famous for the huge selection of live seafood that they have. Now, when you come to a place like this, there's a lot of imported seafood that you can buy, and it is definitely expensive. But I'm not gonna spend any money on that. I'm gonna attempt to get to $1,000 by only eating what is mostly local. There is some brand new seafood you guys never seen on this channel that we're gonna be trying today. First thing we're gonna do is do a quick tour and show you some of the dozens of seafood species that you can order fresh. Let's go. So here's the thing, normal people can sit down, open a menu, and decide what to eat. But I would much rather stare in the eyes of the creature that I'm about to eat. So first of all, clams. Be careful not to put your finger inside. If it opens up a little bit, do not trust it. Here, they have beautiful orange grouper, and there's a grouper over here that's a little bit more camouflage, let's say. Here, this is abalone. Let's see if I can pull one of these off. Maybe a small one. Oh God, they have the tightest grip ever. How do they get it off? Do they just have like a big spatula and they chip away at it? Oh, wow, okay. All right, so he actually climbs the aquarium and just uses his hand. Oh, it turns out you just need some manly strength, that's all. Take a look at this thing. It's so big, it has other abalones attached to it. Take a look at that. That is quite the image. My video is probably being demonetized. YouTube's artificial intelligence just threw up some red flags and said, what the heck is that? Jeez, I have never seen one this big. I'm curious if the flavor is gonna be better. Would it be more tender or more tough, given that it's so big? It is 0.5 kilograms. That's about $37. We're gonna see this one prepared soon, but first I'm gonna get some other seafood. Take a look at this guy. So this is a conch, also known as a sea snail. Oh my gosh, you can see these are its eyes, and this is its heel. It's very hard, kind of like a fingernail. But this is all just fleshy muscle here. I think I'm gonna get this. One, because it's huge. Two, because it's stunning. But first, we gotta go weigh it in. And before we weigh it in, we gotta have it pee more. Pee, get lighter, lose weight. Nice. Wow, 2.78 kilograms. That's gonna be $135. It seems not that bad to me. It's a lot of meat. I'm curious how they're gonna get the meat out and how they're gonna cook it, but we're gonna find out soon. Let's check out the kitchen. Preparation has begun right here for our giant snail. He's just put the scissors in one side here to stop the meat from coming out. And right now he's gonna make a little bit of a hole in the shell. As he sticks that in, that should release the grip that snail has in the shell. It's like he's giving it a lobotomy. Boom, look at that. So this is the meat right here and all the organs down here. You can see compared to the shell, the meat is so much less. Today we're gonna be getting this conch prepared two ways. The first way is sashimi. All right, the chef is making quick work of this thing, slicing out the parts that people don't really want to eat, or maybe he's just gonna steam that separately. Oh, he's cut off the heel. And then this is the main meat mass that remains. One thing you might not realize is that this meat is just super dense and really hard. So if he's gonna make it a good sashimi, he's gonna have to cut it real thin. Ooh, that's looking beautiful. The extraction process for the abalone has begun. It gets a brief steaming, and then this man is literally ripping it out of its shell. Oh my gosh. He takes out some of the organs from the bottom, and just a huge portion of meat remains. From here, he's gonna kind of score the meat. I think we're gonna be grilling this today. All right, the meat is put into a meat thing. Good. And then that is gonna hit the grill. They have an outdoor fire pit right here where you can see all the other seafood as well. They've got some shrimp, some squid, some oysters, and then of course our giant freaking abalone. I'm not sure how long it's gonna take because it's quite thick, but maybe 10, 15 minutes, we're gonna see it come off. We've got our first meal, it looks incredible, and right here is the abalone. So my man right here is gonna finish cutting this. They just told me this is one of the biggest abalones they have ever seen, and it took them so long to cook it, they actually had to put it back on the grill. All right, now that we have our abalone cut up, let's take a tour of the table. We have this conch prepared two ways. First of all, this is the sashimi. Look at that, very decorative and beautiful. I believe that's even a radish. Now, this is also sashimi over here, but this sashimi's intended first destination, it's not my mouth, it's over here. This is a big platter full of fermented rice broth. We're gonna try that later. First, I am so looking forward to this abalone. Come and take a look at this. So usually a whole abalone would be like that much meat right there, and that is just one tiny portion. It looks like the whole thing was coated with Vietnam's famous green onion oil, and then some peanuts on there too to give it some texture. Try it out. Huh? Oh my God. It does not disappoint at all. Salty, it has a little bit of smoky onion flavor, and then a little bit of peanut, and otherwise it's just bursting with sweet, natural seafood juices. It has incredible texture. It's a bit dense, but it is still soft. That is awesome. That is gonna be hard to top today, but we're gonna try here with a giant freaking snail. This is the sashimi conch. It is on a bed of ice right now, so it stays nice and cold. Let's see. Yeah, it's really crunchy. It's almost like the texture of a sea cucumber. And I know maybe that's not helping a lot of you who have never had sea cucumbers, but it is the only type of cucumber I will eat. And it's thin, cold, and then it's like eating cartilage from a pig's ear. So that is a sashimi. But what you're supposed to do here is put this into a broth and cook it. So you're gonna absorb some of that fermented rice flavor in this broth. And let's see what difference that made actually cooking it. You can see now it's really no longer translucent. It is kind of white and opaque at this point. So let's try it out. Oh yeah, it's picked up a delicious savoriness from that broth. And now the texture, still a bit hard, but a different feeling. It's not so snappy. It's a completely different experience. So that is round one. In round one, we racked up this many dollars. It's on the screen right now. I've got 2 rounds left. I'm gonna go back to the aquarium and see what else I can find. For round one, it was all about shelled creatures. For 2, I'm going lobster, but not the lobsters you would traditionally think of, like the spiny lobster or the Alaskan lobster. Here we have the slipper lobster. Take a look at this guy. So these are roughly $35, $40 per pound. That's pretty expensive. But these other slipper lobsters are actually quite a bit smaller, and they cost about half the price per pound. So what I'm gonna do now is order each one of them and see how they compare to each other. Like when your parents compared you to your older brother or sister. They're gonna love it. It is time for the extraction. I have told him to get me the 4 biggest slipper lobsters he can find from each color, and that's what he's searching for right now. This guy is a pro. He knows exactly how to handle his meats, and these are not that small. They seemed a lot smaller, but in his hand, they're still a very respectable size. Well, and that is 4. Let's go weigh it up. All right, so first we have the red ones coming in at 2.98 kilograms, and then these right here coming in at 1.7 kilograms. This actually weighed in at a lot more than I expected. They're bigger than I expected. This is 8 pounds of food, roughly. The total price altogether is about $526 just for this round of food. That is insane. Right here we have the slipper lobsters being boiled. When you look at it like this, it looks like a spider that's been killed, so all his legs go back together. It's a little bit creepy, but no doubt, absolutely delicious. Right now we have the red slipper lobster completely done grilling. It took about 20-25 minutes between boiling and grilling. And right now he's cutting it in half to reveal the beautiful meat inside. Oh, look at that. The meat inside, you can see the head butter right here. You can see this crazy juicy tail meat. I cannot wait to try that. Watch me as I go, now I'm taking flight. Find me in the city, never sleep at night. All right, right here we have slipper lobster cooked 2 different ways. It is such a beauty. On this side, we have the garlic stir-fried velvet slipper lobster. Now this one was the one that's a bit more camo. They have so much more meat than I expected. You can see that crusted garlic all around it. I'm gonna try to really dig in at the top and then see if the rest will come off. Boom, take a look at that. That is some succulent looking lobster meat. We've got these garlic flakes just stuck on there. Let's try it out. Oh dear Lord. It's so satisfying. I think the lobsters they find around Alaska, some call them Canadian lobsters, some call them Alaskan lobsters. Great claws, but the tail is a little bit overrated. Sometimes it can be a little bit sinewy, but here these have a great, wonderful, consistent texture. It's got bite, but it's not overly chewy. You see the different sections of muscle kind of splitting apart a little bit. Still a beautiful color, and that crunchy garlic is a nice flavor addition. Here, they gave me a cute micro dish of fish sauce. Let's give it a little bit of a dip. Oh, yes. Seafood dipped in a sauce made from other seafood. It doesn't get any better than that. And then right here we have the red slipper lobster. Now this has just been simply boiled and then grilled. If they only grill it, it might get a little bit too tough. And you might notice this right here. I thought at first that might have been the head butter, but no, I think that is eggs. I'm gonna try just an egg bite. Oh, it smells so fishy. Let's hit it with just a little bit of fish sauce. Definitely eggs. That is roe. And it's briny. But I think putting a little bit of that fish sauce with it gives it a new dimension of flavor. So it actually works really well. And what makes it even better is it's so rare. Because we have 4 lobsters here, and only that one had these beautiful orange eggs inside of it. I'm gonna try this lobster, because it looks like it has the absolute most lobster meat in its little body. Oh my God, dude, that is gigantic. All right here, there's a green seafood chili sauce. This is like one of the favorite condiments in Vietnam. Let's see. Oh, this one might be a bit more juicy. It's a little bit sweeter. This sauce is incredible. My tongue is like on fire right now. Super salty and savory, but you have to keep in mind, there is a reason this one costs almost 2 times more. And I think that reason is because they're harder to find. So this is course number 2. I only have 1 course left. We're over halfway to 1,000, but I want to get the rest of the way there. I want to see if it can be done in just 3 courses at a seafood restaurant in Vietnam. So, I showed you guys the central aquarium for this location, but here they have the most dangerous creatures in this restaurant. First of all, take a look at these. These are the eels. I'm told if these eels bite you, they emit a fluid that stops you from stopping bleeding. That means bleeding a lot, not good. Right here, a freaking shark. But right now, I'm not here for the eels or the sharks. I came here to try a fish I've never had before. The fish with the most kissable fat lips in the ocean. I'm talking about the parrotfish. I'm told that the parrotfish can be rather expensive. I'm gonna try to get a really big one. Let's see now if the fish will put us over $1,000. We're gonna find out. Boom, this is our brave fish catcher right here. So he's going atop right here with the net. He plunks it down and nothing. So far, nothing. He jumps up. Yes, he's got one. Oh, this one's big and wet. Holy cow, look at this thing. All right, he puts it on and that weighs in at 3.3 kilograms. They start by actually cutting the fish nearly in half. From here, he's gonna peel out some of the organs and intestines, and do you think they're gonna throw that away? Absolutely not. More than likely, all those different organs and offcuts and strange body parts are gonna join together in a hot pot. We have 3 different courses that are gonna be made from this one fish, and we're gonna see it soon at the table. We have our final course right here. The parrotfish has been turned into 3 different meals. I want to talk about this one first. Here, take a look at all these different doodads. This looks like a liver. There's other organs in here. But what I really want to point out to you is this. That is the mouth. And then inside, you can actually see the flippin' teeth. Nothing here is going to waste. Every single cut is inside. I'm gonna put about half of this into the hot pot. That just slips right in there. So we're gonna let that cook all the way through. In the meantime, we've got this right here. This is a beautiful stir fry. Here we go. Oh, the seasoning is delicious, a little sweet and a little savory, crunchy on the outside, slightly chickeny. It is not flaky. It has a little bit of a mush to it. The meat texture is very lovely. So far, I'm very impressed. Let's check on this. This is the grilled portion of our fish. Oh, take a look at that. It's roasted on this side. It's become kind of charred and brown. And then here, it's just all turned white. It's still very soft. I mean, it was so unique looking when it was raw because it was just red and white. It seems like many fish are either one or the other. Now that this is cooked all the way through, it's very white and slightly flaky looking. Let's try it out. Wow, that is a texture like no other. It's not like some tender fall apart pollock or tilapia. It's really got some body to it. It's not fishy at all. And some parts are even like slightly tough, but not tough in a bad way. Tough like it just has some bite to it. Here's the red part. Now I'm curious if that's gonna be different. Oh, it's so different. It is like dark chicken meat. This is a very dynamic fish. It had a lot going for it until, you know, we murdered it. Here, our fish is boiling up. Oh, so this is all those organs, liver, intestines maybe, kidneys. Do fish have kidneys? Then it's in there. Oh my God, that's the mouth. It looks like a nightmare. I'm gonna put that back in. Right here we have all of the organs. This part can be very, very fishy. This could be a heart, it could be some other fish part that nobody knows. Try it out. That was very mushy. I thought it was gonna be like a chicken heart. It became like a weird paste. Still not very fishy though. I'm so confused right now. That first bite really took my breath away in a way I can't say that it was good. It was traumatic. You know, I think this is what people like about hot pot here. If you're gonna get a big ASS fish like this, you have to get the hot pot because yes, of course you can grill it. And of course you can take the meat and stir fry it. But what are you gonna do with all those random offcuts? What are you gonna do with the head, with the eyebrows, with this part of the elbow? All that has to join together in one pot and boil. And that's what they've done right here. Guys, that is the end of this video. I could not possibly eat anymore. All the extra food in this episode was saved and not wasted. Now the only thing left to do is to tabulate all the food I ate today and see if I spend more than $1,000 on seafood here in Vietnam. It is the end of the video, but I did not yet reveal if I've spent over or under $1,000. Now, we have 5 different foods that we need to add up at this moment. We have the abalone, we have the giant sea snail, we have the velvet slipper lobster, we have the red slipper lobster, and then we have the giant parrotfish. Now, I didn't yet reveal the price of the parrotfish. It turns out the parrotfish cost $120, a little bit less than I thought it would. So, if you add up everything together, we're coming in at $818. Now, I can't say that I'm incredibly disappointed that I didn't spend more of my own money, but here we are. That is it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Peace. All right, I'm gonna jump in. Just kidding. Although I do need to drown myself. I spent way too much money.
4, 3, 2, yeah! Welcome to the Best Ever merch store, where you can check out our brand new designs. Best Ever bandanas in black, white, and red. The Please Send Nudes hoodie, pillow soft fabric with a quality custom graphic inlay. And our street food around the world graphic tee. We're now shipping everywhere around the world. Just visit shopbesteverfood.com or click the link in the description below to get your new merch today. A peace.